Hello. Hopefully all this is working properly. I'm having a bit of fun with cameras. It's the first time I've tried some of these. Um, and I'm noticing that my head's disappearing under my slides, which is great fun. There we go. That seems to help a bit. So hopefully we're going to be doing something like this every week, taking a chance to learn some new songs from Singing the Faith, or at least some of the less familiar songs from Singing the Faith. Um, So I would really, really love it if people would get in touch and tell me what they'd like to learn. If there's any particular hymns or songs from the book that they've looked at and thought, I'd love to actually figure out how we can sing and play that, especially some of the newer ones, which can be a little tricky to sing for a congregation, particularly if you don't have that marvellously high Tim Hughes-esque voice. Um, as quite a few of these songs, the choruses can, have a really, really huge range of notes from fairly low down in people's range to right up to the you need to be a tenor or soprano to be able to sing this type of thing. So, where appropriate, we'll probably change some keys occasionally. I'll give you some warning if I'm doing that. So, if you have a music book and are trying to play along, you've got some warning as to what I might be doing. But generally, we're going to take a song and go line by line through it, figure out how each line goes and how to put it all together. So the one that I decided that we'd go for today is probably one of my favourites from this particular book. Since I first heard it a few years ago, I've absolutely loved it. And that is From the Highest of Heights, which is number 48 in Sing the Faith. I absolutely love the lyrics to this, and it's something that's spoken a lot to me as, particularly as a historian of science and some of the other projects that I've worked on. And it's, to me, it's just a beautiful piece of music as well. I really enjoy the lyrics, and it's quite an easy one. There is nothing in here that goes particularly high or low. So I'm gonna have a go at playing it through, and then we'll see where we go from there. From the highest of heights to the depths of the sea, creation's revealing your majesty. From the colors of fall to the fragrance of spring, every creature unique in the song that it sings, all exclaiming, indescribable. It's much harder to do this than it looks, changing slides as well. I really should get some help for this next time. So I'll continue on into the chorus and we'll see how that goes, and then we'll go back and we'll start and learn the first verse. Indescribable, uncontainable, you place the stars in the sky and you know them by name. You are amazing gods, all powerful, untamable, awestruck we fall to our knees as we humbly proclaim, you are amazing gods. And then it goes back into the verses from there. And as you can probably tell, particularly in the chorus, you need some good breath. Particularly to get through the you place the stars in the sky and you know them by name. If you've not taken a breath at the right time, you're going to struggle with this particular line. So it's worth remembering that when you're singing through it. Although, if you're singing as part of a congregation, you can probably sort of sneak a few breaths in here and there without anyone being any the wiser. So let's go back to the beginning of this one from the highest of heights, and I'll just go through a line at a time. From the highest of heights to the depths of the sea, creations revealing your majesty. So we'll just do that one again. From the highest of heights to the depths of the sea, creations revealing your majesty. And that just repeats. From the colours of fall to the fragrance of spring, every creature unique in the song that it sings, all exclaiming. So just doing that first verse on its own, it's really quite easy. The line essentially repeats itself. One of the key things to remember is to get the intervals on the all exclaiming fairly regular. It's quite easy to rush that if you're not careful. So it's in 6/8 timing, and it does require some quite careful counting to get the intervals, but it's definitely worth doing. To the depths of the sea, creations revealing your majesty. From the colours of fall to the fragrance of spring, every creature unique in the song that it sings, all exclaiming. So really quite an easy verse to get through. Now the chorus, as I definitely mentioned, is just that little bit harder, mainly due to getting the timing of it right. So I'll go from the end of the first verse leading into it. All exclaiming, indescribable, uncontainable, you place the stars in the sky and you know them by name. You are amazing, God. So to do that section again. Indescribable, uncontainable, you place the stars in the sky and you know them by name. You are amazing, God. Powerful, untamable, awestruck we fall to our knees as we humbly proclaim, you are amazing, God. And then the second verse works in exactly the same way as the first one. Who has told every lightning bolt where it should go? Seen heavenly storehouses laden with snow. Who imagined the sun and gives source to its light, yet conceals it to bring us the corners of night. None can fathom, indescribable. So we go back into the chorus, and I'm struggling to change slides here. I really should have thought this through a little bit more. I'll probably recruit some help for the next time and get someone at least controlling image slides for me. When we do the chorus, for the first time through the chorus again, it's exactly the same, and we repeat that chorus a couple of times. Then you get to what's the sort of final chorus in the song eventually. And it's, very similar again. But there's a slight change in words. Indescribable, uncontainable, you place the stars in the sky and you know them by name. You are amazing, God. unchangeable. You see the depths of my heart and you love me the same. You are amazing, God. You are amazing, God. And you can repeat these choruses quite a few times. It's one of those ones that's really easy to go over the choruses a lot of times and almost get lost in. It's probably one of the reasons that I enjoy it quite so much. So, give it a try going through from the beginning. See if we can actually go right the way through a couple of times, at least through each of the verses once, and then through the choruses. There's a strong chance I'm going to fall over the slides a couple of times, but I will give it a go, see if I can pull this off. From the highest of heights to the depths of the sea, creations revealing your majesty. From the colors of fall to the fragrance of spring, every creature unique in the song that it sings, all exclaiming, indescribable, uncontainable. You place the stars in the sky and you know them by name. You are amazing, God. All powerful, untamable, awestruck we fall to our knees as we humbly proclaim. You are amazing, God. Who has told every lightning bolt where it should go? All seen heavenly storehouses laden with snow. Who imagined the sun and gives source to its light, yet conceals it to bring us the coolness of night. None can fathom, indescribable, uncontainable. You place the stars in the sky and you know them by name. You are amazing, God. All powerful, untamable, awestruck we fall to our knees as we humbly proclaim. You are amazing, God. Indescribable, uncontainable. You place the stars in the sky and you know them by name. You are amazing, God. All powerful, untamable, awestruck we fall to our knees as we humbly proclaim. You are amazing, God. Indescribable, uncontainable. You place the stars in the sky and you know them by name. You are amazing, God. Incomparable, unchangeable. You see the depths of my heart and you love me the same. You are amazing, God. You are amazing, God. Incomparable, unchangeable. You see the depths of my heart and you love me the same. You are amazing, God. You are amazing, God. So it's definitely, at least to my mind, it's one of the slightly easier of these less familiar songs to get to grips with. It's a nice key throughout. The tempo doesn't ever seem to get too fast, and it doesn't really get too high, at least certainly not for me. Be interested to know how you find it, if you think there's anything I could do to improve the way I've been doing this. So if you would like to either let me know in the comments, or if you have my email address through the Leeds North and East Circuit directory, or any other ones of my email addresses that you might have access to, please feel free to get in touch. Any suggestions as to what you think I could do that would actually make this more useful for people? Any particular songs that you'd like to have a go at yourselves? Or if you play the piano and sing, or play the guitar and sing, and would love to get involved with helping to teach some of these songs, or any other songs from other sources that we can think of, if you get in touch as well, and we will have a chat and see what we can come up with. So I hope that was helpful. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got to have at least a bit of a sing. And I look forward to hearing from you.